Thank you for your lovely invite. And I have deliberately not produced slides because I want to talk with you. I want to share conversation with you rather than hide behind slides. So I hope you will appreciate that I haven't done the slides deliberately for a reason. I want to engage with you. So look, this virus, this is something that we need to address internationally. So I want to start with the most important thing first, and then I will drill down to your specific needs and what we can do for you. If we carry on messing around with the environment, then new viruses like the SARS-CoV-2 and others will keep on emerging. And I wish Keith, you were still in Parliament, because then I could point my finger at you and say, you politicians, you need to get your act together and do something at an international level to prevent the emergence of new viruses. And by preventing, it costs you a few £billions. And if you refuse to prevent, it will cost you trillions, trillions upon trillions, and many thousands of people will die. So I implore everyone who is on this meeting today to lobby their MP and say to them, prevention is better. What are you doing about it? So having said that little bit, let's move on to this virus that emerged from Wuhan 2019 November. And then 2020, as you know, we've gone through a whole year, and now we are in 2021. This virus is as a result, and this is the important bit that you must understand, is as a result of what we call reassortment. What that means is there is a type that is already circulating with bats, and it lives with bats, it does its business in bats, it has nothing to do with human beings. It's not a human problem. Leave it alone, doesn't do anything. But when you mix the bat virus by collecting thousands of bats and stressing them out and holding them captive in a place because you're going to eat them, and then you have another animal. It could be a pangolin, it could be a python, it could be a reptile, we don't really know. But then you have another wild animal, a wild animal that normally wants to avoid you, run away from you, is frightened of you, doesn't want to have anything to do with you. You also capture it and you bring it next door to the bats. So now you've got two animals close to each other, and both of them are secreting viruses because they are in captivity, they are stressed, and there's lots of them. Then what happens is a virus will go from the bat to another animal, and in that animal will have two infections. So it will have infection A and infection B. And those infections A and B sometimes reassort, they mix. It's a bit like your Gujarati thali. That's a good expression. So in your Gujarati thali, you have your dal, bhat, shak, rotli on your plate. And then when you mix everything up together, you have your Gujarati meal. It's all lovely, but it's all mixed now. So similarly, when you mix it up, you can eventually get a reassorted virus. A SARS-CoV-2 virus is a reassorted virus. It's a new virus. It's brand new, and it arose because of that mixing that I just told you about. So as a result of that mixing, and it's new, it suddenly is able, before it wasn't, but now it is able to infect you. And if it can infect you and then be transmissible from person to person and cause other people infections, it is now a new virus to which you have no immunity, no protection, you've never seen it before, it causes a lot of disease, and it is rapidly transmissible. So today you've learned the definition of a pandemic. A pandemic is an epidemic that affects all people. So it is an epidemic affecting all people because we are not immune to it. So now I come on to vaccines and mutations. So these RNA viruses they make mistakes, they mutate. as they reproduce, they make mistakes. You carry on reproducing, you make mistakes. Hmm. If, on the other hand, you have somebody who is immune suppressed, like HIV, on steroids, etc., and then they have an infection, and they have an infection for a month or so, there's lots and lots of cycles of that virus, and each cycle is creating a new generation. And in that soup of multiple generations being made and multiple mistakes, you are accumulating mutations, or you're accumulating mistakes. And sometimes a mutation is in your favor, and sometimes a mutation is not in your favor. So in Kent, in the United Kingdom, we had such a virus emerge. This is what they call a variant. I want you to imagine a tree. I don't really want you to get too freaked out with all these variants and mutations, and this is going to come and kill me. Relax. We're going to make it better for you. So imagine a tree, a lovely oak tree, and it's got many, many branches. And the gardeners amongst you will know that every now and then a new branch, a new shoot arises. And very soon, a few years later, that new shoot becomes the main trunk in the tree. So that's exactly what has happened with the new variant that emerged in Kent. A main branch has occurred. In other words, it is the common virus. It's common because it has outdone the others. It has pushed them out on the side, and it's become the more dominant one. You know, a new Raja, a new king. That's what's happened. And these things happen all the time. So you have a variant from South Africa. I want to talk about the South African one more so. So you have the variant from Kent, the United Kingdom. You have one from Nigeria. So these things happen. Lots and lots of branches happen. And normally we say, what the hell? It's a branch. Don't worry about it. But every now and then, a branch gives you cause for concern. So the branch that's B117, that's the UK one, we think, but we are pretty sure now that it is more infectious. But don't blame it all on it is more infectious, therefore it is the fault of the new variant. It's the new variant that's messed it all up. Not true, not true at all, because you've got to get infected first. So to hear our elected representatives say, everything was fine, everything was in control until the new variant appeared, and it's because of the new variant we have now got a surge in number of cases. I don't buy it. We were never in control, and the new variant just made it worse. Remember that, because we need to hold our elected representatives to account, and you mustn't fudge the science. So we've got a variant that's more infectious. So what do? Well, do what you were told to do in the first instance. Good infection control practice. Don't get infected. Don't infect other people. That's what you do. You wear your mask, but you wear your mask properly. I wish I had my mask here. I'd demonstrate it to you. But what I mean is you don't wear your mask here, and you don't wear your mask here, and definitely not here. You wear your mask from the bridge of your nose, like so, covering all of this tight, properly tight. That's good, but it's not good enough. Could you tighten it over here, please? You see, that's where you need to tighten it. So yeah, you hold it and you hold it tight. It has to be covered like so, tight. That will protect you. And you wear a good quality mask, a water repellent fabric on the outside, and an absorbent middle layer, and an absorbent another layer. Press on the metal bar there and push it around mold it to your nose bridge. That's it. Good one. Good one. Excellent. And pull that chin one down. Pull it down a little bit. That's better. Look at that. That's much better. There you are. See what I mean? We need to do a few 2-3 minute videos of exactly what you've just done, and my observing you've got it right now. Well done. That's what I want to see. Exactly that. So do your infection control. Wear that mask like that, like it do it properly. The South African variant, I'm very concerned about. And the reason why I'm concerned about the South African variant is that it may be more infectious and disease causing in school children, college children, that young age group. So if that rising tide is on our horizon, we know that it is coming. We should prepare schools, educational establishments, etc., to how are we going to teach, how are we going to continue teaching, considering this lousy thing from South Africa may be coming our way. So we need to be more watchful of the South African strain. I'll go on to quickly onto vaccines, but I'll answer questions as well. So that will cover vaccine questions in my Q&A with you. The vaccines will work. Don't worry about it. And if the vaccines don't work, we can re-engineer the vaccines to mirror the new spike protein, meaning the new mutations on the viruses. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. The vaccines will work whichever strain is in circulation. That's all you need to know. One more thing, two more things, and then I'll stop, is get your vaccine as soon as possible. And if you haven't been immunized with your influenza vaccine, why not? You must be immunized. Please do it as soon as possible, urgently. And then wait your turn and get yourself immunized against whichever strain. There is whichever vaccine. There is no need to choose. Okay? That's it. I'll stop.